So some of the things are real essential to be youthful. So as a physician, I want people to have a balanced lifestyle. So you have to eat healthy, you have to exercise, sleep. And one of the important things is to be a person who meditates, because sleeping is so important because it revitalizes your brain. It makes your brain functional again and youthful. If you don't sleep for one night, you feel terrible. You don't sleep for 3 nights, you become psychotic. You can't function. Your brain requires the deep, deep rest every night to function normally. So if you don't have that ability to sleep deeply, you can't. And the older we get, the less effective sleep is to get a deep rest. The physiology, the hormones changes. A lot of time as a physician, working on home balancing for people. Sleep good, you don't have a good hormone, your brain doesn't the hormones you need, and you don't revitalize. Sleeping is the sleeping process. So when you sleep, your brain calms down, quiets down, and then you experience that you feel good. As the people with sleep apnea is that as soon as you go through the deep sleep stage where things are very quiet, you then have to take a deep breath because you're so quiet, you're breathing and feel like you're suffocating, so you wake yourself up. And then you never get to the deep sleep phase, and that becomes an ongoing issue, which shortens your life. Blood pressure goes up, you feel sleepy all the time, and your life gets shorter. We find that nurses and doctors who are not sleeping well because they're up on the night shift, they don't. So what meditation does is it provides a deeper rest than even sleeping. It allows you to have your whole physiology settle down, and your metabolism reduces about 20% on average, which is twice as much as what you get when you're sleeping. And the stress you dissolve is a deeper kind of stress than just sleeping. So not only does meditation make you feel happier, more rested, but it actually prolongs your life and restores your brain functioning. So this is very important. And now with all this crazy coronavirus stuff going on, stress is becoming much more for everybody. You're not, so much uncertainty, you don't know what's going on. You need to be able to rest and sleep and feel revitalized. So meditation is a very important part of an anti-aging program. I've written a book on meditation. It's in process now in publication to come out. It's called I'm trying to remember my title. I've changed it a few times. It's called Uncovering Treasures, Easy and Deep Meditation, Secrets to Easy Meditation. So that's what I teach. Easy and simple, but very, very deep meditation. So I've taught this meditation for so many years. And originally my training was in the Indian Vedic tradition. And then I began to areas of meditation. I teach a lot of Kabbalah meditation, Jewish mysticism. But the quality of meditation is based upon the human nervous system. So we're going to do a very general meditation today that will allow you to feel very, very deeply rested, very, very peaceful. And in the beginning of the meditation, we're going to do things that relate to what you experience in your body when you're breathing, and to how allow you to focus on some breath kind of things that will just settle you down. And then after about 10 minutes, we're going to do a visualization where you're going to go on a imaginary journey that will allow you to float into a very, very peaceful place. And then we'll come back and then we'll talk about your experiences. So let me see if there's anyone who wants to ask a question so far. In just a couple of minutes, I'll talk about the practice. You can, the instructions for meditation. Let me see if anyone has any questions so far. Anybody have questions so far? All right. So let's talk about the practice of meditation. Meditation for many people can be very difficult because they're told they shouldn't have thoughts. You should eliminate your thoughts in meditation. And that's a difficult thing to do. Eliminating thoughts is like almost impossible. And when you're taught that you should eliminate thoughts, that's a very, very hard thing to do. And when you meditate the way I teach it, you don't try to eliminate thoughts. The instructions are, you treat thoughts the same way you treat shoppers in the supermarket. So when you're shopping in the supermarket, how do you treat the other shoppers? If you're a good shopper, you're neutral about them. You don't care which way they go. You don't care what they buy. You don't care who they're voting for. You're just neutral about them. You let them go about their business and you go about your business. The same thing happens with meditation. When you are meditating, your thoughts are like the shoppers. If you try to get rid of your thoughts, you're not meditating. You're fighting with your thoughts. When you're shopping, if you're fighting with a shopper, you're not buying the things you need. You're busy arguing with the other shoppers. So when we meditate, key number one is be neutral about your thoughts. Don't try to get rid of them. Don't feel bad about them. Don't resist them, resent them. Just be totally neutral about them. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, when you're meditating, what will happen, as I give you more and more instructions, you're going to get quieter and quieter and quieter, and you're going to find different things happen, and my talking is going to get far and far away, and you're going to feel quieter and quieter, and then you get what I'm saying, and you're going to float off somewhere. Don't resist that. It's good. Let it happen. When you come back and you realize, oh, where was I? I don't know. I'm supposed to be listening to the doctor. Then you come back to whatever I'm saying. It's supposed to happen that you're going to float off. Don't miss that. So those are the two keys to meditation. Treat your other thoughts like shoppers in the supermarket. And then number two is to resist everything floating away. Now that floating away process may last for a second, last for a minute or two, doesn't matter. So that's the instructions of meditation. So let me see now if anyone has any questions on what we said so far. So if you want to ask a question, those who are unmuted can talk. And if you want to hit the chat button, you can hit the chat button. So anyone else want to ask anything or say anything? Anything?
Trying to get something. Hello?
Yeah, is this Jeff?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been doing transcendental meditation for, I don't know, 30 years. And
Yes.
I always wondered, like yesterday, for example, 30 to 45 minutes just disappeared. And I came out the other side. Seems like an awful long period of time. I almost wonder, am I falling asleep?
Well, that's a great question. We can't say, but you're probably not just falling asleep. So someone's been meditating a long time, you will have the experience very naturally that when things get very, very quiet and you're just gone, you lose awareness of your body, you lose awareness of your senses, you lose awareness of your emotions, and then your thoughts go away. And so you're left in this place where you're not sure where you are because you're not having any particular experience of something. And this is a normal experience for long-term meditators. You may begin to experience that in that state, you can start having little thoughts that come up. Not always, but sometimes you can stay in that state and thoughts are still there, but they're very faint thoughts. When the thoughts are faint, you can actually know that you're in this place because you can say, oh, this is that quiet place. And you actually have some awareness. Eventually, you can begin to have that happen more and more in the rest of your life outside of meditation. You could have it during the day. You can feel this great peace come over you, and you're still active and doing things, but you're still peaceful. Have sleeping. You feel like you're just asleep, but it's like you're aware, oh, I'm having these dreams. Wow, this is weird. Look at those dreams. And you're aware you're having a dream. So you're in the dream, but you're aware you're having the dream. You can even have totally quietness going on. So I have some people, every year I have a patient come to me and says, oh, I think I'm having a stroke, doctor. I said, oh yeah, tell me about it. Well, I go to sleep at night and then all of a sudden I'm paralyzed and I can't move at all. And I have to fight. It takes me like 3 minutes to fight to be able to move again. And I have to tell them, well, what's happening is that you're experiencing that you're falling into sleep, but you have this inner awareness still there. And you're witnessing your body sleeping. And when your body's sleeping, it can't move, but you're awake inside, just the body can't move. So we have this kind of gray area where but you're awake. And that's a normal experience for human beings as you meditate, but it can happen during that sleep-waking time because it's a crossover time, so you can have that happen. So what you're experiencing, Jeff, is a very good experience, and it is that inner awareness that is, and you're going to find that that's going to affect the rest of your life in a very positive way. So it's very good.
Thank you.
All right. So anyone else have a question? Let's see what we have here. Anyone else want to ask questions? No one else has a question. So you're all ready to meditate then?
Yep.
All right. All right, good. All right, so we're going to start our meditation. So I'm going to put everybody on silence here. Let's see how to do that here. So Carolyn, and you can help. I don't see how to put them all on silence. I can do it one at a time, but
You can't hear me.
so you have everyone on mute?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good, because I didn't see how to do it. All right, excellent. So we're going to now meditate, and we're going to do this. It'll be about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll talk afterwards and see how everyone is doing with this. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just to sit comfortably, however you are comfortable. So so no one's going to interrupt you for a few minutes. And first, we'll just close our eyes and sit quietly and take in a deep breath. And just enjoy the process of breathing in and breathing out. And imagine that as you're breathing in peaceful, calm, healing energy. And just enjoy that process of breathing in more and more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. And imagine each breath it's filling you up more and more with that peaceful, calm, healing energy. And imagine it's floating down and down, down and down your body with each breath. Letting it float down and down into your legs floating down and down. Letting it float down and down, floating into your feet and toes, and imagine you're feeling tingling and warmth in your feet and toes. Just enjoy filling up more and more with that peaceful, calm, healing energy. With each breath, letting it float down and down, down and down, filling up into your lower legs and calves. And just enjoy the process of breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Filling up into your thighs as it floats down and down. Filling up your thighs and your upper legs. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down, down and down. Filling up your pelvis, your buttocks. Breathing in more and more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down, down and down, filling up your abdomen and lower back. Breathing in more peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down, floating down and down into your chest and your upper back. Breathing in more and more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down, filling up your shoulders, floating down and down your arms, down and down, into your hands and fingers. And imagine you're feeling tingling and warmth in your hands and fingers. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy, letting it flow down and down, down your arms, down and down into your lower arms and forearms. Breathing in more and more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy, letting it float down and down into your upper arms. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down into your shoulders and your neck, filling it with that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down. Filling up into your chin, your lips, and your tongue. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down into your cheeks, into your nose. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down into your eyes and your forehead. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it float down and down into the top of your head and the back of your head. Breathing in more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. Letting it fill your whole head and any part of your body that needs more of that peaceful, calm, healing energy. And now in place, imagine you can float up above your head in your awareness. Floating up and up, easily, effortlessly in your awareness. Floating higher and higher into your room. Floating up and up, higher and higher into this room. Through the ceiling. Through the building you're in. Floating up and up. Higher and higher above the building. Above the trees and buildings, floating into the clouds. Floating through the clouds. You can see the houses and roads and cars floating higher and higher. You can see mountains and valleys floating higher and higher. You can see beaches and ocean. You can see continents as you float higher and higher. You can see the continents, beautiful green and golden continents. You see polar ice caps. You see the oceans, beautiful blue oceans. You float higher and higher. You see the whole earth spinning around and around, covered with white fluffy clouds. You float higher and higher and you see the whole earth spinning around and around. You become aware of the sun shining light and warmth on everything on earth, bringing life to everything on earth. You continue to float higher and higher. You become aware of the planets slowly moving around the sun. And then you continue to float higher and higher. And the solar system begins to fade in the distance. You become aware of other stars, many stars, millions of stars. And you become aware of our own Milky Way galaxy. Beautiful spiral arms spinning around and around a central core of stars. And you continue to float higher and higher. And the beautiful Milky Way galaxy begins to fade in the distance. Higher and higher. You become aware of other galaxies, many galaxies, each with millions and millions of stars spinning around and around. And you continue to float higher and higher past the galaxies, millions of galaxies. As you float higher and higher, each galaxy with millions and millions of stars spinning around and around as you float higher and higher through the myriad of galaxies. Floating up and up and up through the galaxies. And finally, you come to what seems to be the end of the physical universe. And then you see above your head gigantic golden doors. These golden doors slowly begin to open. And as they do, a golden light floods down from these golden doors like a stream of golden water. And it floods down into your awareness. And as it does, it becomes crystal clear, healing waters that flow through your spiritual body. And as it flows through, it heals, it purifies, and rejuvenates all parts of yourself. And let that light continue to purify, rejuvenate, and heal all parts of yourself. And now in this purified state, allow yourself to gently float and up through these golden doors. And as you float through these golden doors, you float into a celestial ocean. And you experience this as an infinite ocean of forgiveness. of compassion, of love, of wisdom. And you feel like you've come and you notice in this celestial ocean that every thought and desire that you have, as you let it go, you experience its fulfillment. And now, a heavenly voice asking you to go on a mission to bring back into the physical realm fulfillment of and as you accept this mission, you gently float back down through these golden doors, back into the physical universe. And you're floating down and down, back down through the innumerable galaxies, each with millions and millions of stars spinning around. And you're floating down and down through the galaxies, down and down, past the innumerable galaxies, floating down and down, back through the galaxies until once again we reach our own Milky Way galaxy. And you see the beautiful spiral arms spinning around and around. Spinning around a central core of stars, millions and millions of stars. Floating down and down, you come to one of the spiral arms, which contains our own solar system. And you're floating down and down into that spiral arm. And the Milky Way begins to fade away as you become aware of our own solar system, our sun, and the planets spinning around our sun. You be aware of our third planet, our Earth, And you see the beautiful planet Earth. White fluffy clouds, blue oceans, golden green continents, white polar ice caps. And as you get closer to our Earth, you become aware of a heavenly light that floods down, a golden light that brings with it a crown that sits upon your head that allows you to do heavenly work on this earth. And then after the crown comes on your head, the light enters into your body as a beautiful white light that floods your body and then collects in front of your body like a ball of white light. And this ball of white light gets bigger and bigger, bigger and bigger, and it expands until it becomes as big as the whole earth. And then its light surrounds the whole earth. And then the light breaks into billions of pieces of white light that penetrates and everything on earth. And now you're ready to come back down through the white fluffy clouds, through the atmosphere of Earth. You see North America, the United States. You're floating down and down. You see mountains and valleys, rivers and beaches and oceans. And you're floating down and down, down and down. You see houses and roads and cars floating down and down, down and down, till you see this particular house that you're sitting in. This building you're sitting in, and you're floating down and down, floating once again coming back into this room that you're in now. Floating down and down, back into the chair you're sitting in. Floating back into your body. Once again, becoming aware of breathing, becoming aware of hearing sounds and sensations. Once again, coming back into your body. Stretching, wiggling, breathing, feeling relaxed and refreshed. And take another minute or two to gently stretch and breathe and getting used to being back in your body. So now when you're ready, you can open your eyes slowly, getting used to being back again here in the physical plane. And so let's see how that went. So let's see. Anyone like to tell me how that went for them? Either do the chat button or talk to me. Can we unmute everybody? Let's see how that works. All right, we have someone on the chat line here. Oh, good. So it was John. Very nice. So John says it was very peaceful, right? So you can, let's see if I can get everybody talking here.
Yeah, thank you for unmuting me there.
Oh, there you are. Is that John?
Yes, it is.
Oh, good. So that was easy and pleasant, relaxing.
Very. And thank you for hosting this remotely. This is wonderful.
I'm glad we can do it. We all need that extra calmness now with all this stuff going on.
Mhm.
Delight to have you here with us. Very nice, John. All right.
Hi,
Anyway,
this is Anna City Customer Service. How can I help?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So-
Thank you for answering.
so how was that, Shayna? Is that you, Shayna?
I think she's on the phone.
Okay. So I'm looking to see how things went for everybody. So feel free to talk.
That went really well for me too.
And who's speaking?
This is Victor.
Victor. So tell me, Victor, what was your experience with meditation in the past?
I used to meditate to some of Gary's stuff.
All right, right. Okay, good. So you found this was very peaceful, very relaxing.
Yeah, it really helped me out a lot. I really needed that today.
Yes, excellent, excellent. Well, I'm glad that went well. So if you follow my instructions, 95% time it goes fantastically the first time, and sometimes it takes a second time to trust my instructions. But I'm glad I'm glad that went well. Very, very nice, very nice, excellent. Anyone else want to tell me how it went for them? Let's see.
You know, it actually helped out with some kidney stone pains I'm having today. It actually went away.
And who am I speaking with now?
It's Victor still.
Oh, Victor. Oh, interesting. Well, you know, yeah, it can relax things somewhat. It's not a cure for kidney stones, though.
No, I'm sure they'll come back.
Yes, you do have to pay attention to those things. But yes, pain will often go away when you meditate deeply. The body will balance itself out as it can. And so that's a very common thing, like headache pain will frequently go away, and other body pains will go away, perhaps just temporarily. But the body needs a deep rest to balance itself. So that's very good. Anyone else want to share how it went for them?
Turn it down. Hello?
Yes,
Yeah, this is Jack.
yes, Jeff.
I'm getting a little feedback here. So, my experience in the past has always started, you know, using a mantra with visualization of, say, beautiful beach, white sand, beautiful blue ocean,
Yes,
and using the mantra to get down to the lower levels. Recently, I found on YouTube a brain meditation that if you turn it way down, it's a picture of a human head with a brain in it on YouTube under brain meditation. And I found that gets me down very low very quickly. I don't know what you think of using those type of things.
So are your eyes open or closed?
The eyes are closed. In fact, the other thing that I found is when I do this, I put in my earphones on my Apple to minimize any external and use the little, night sleeping mask, a couple bucks, and it blocks out the light. So now external sounds and external light is blocked out. And this seems to really focus my mind in getting down to the lower levels quickly.
That sounds just great. I think that sounds like fine. There's so many different methods of meditation, and there's not one that's the answer for everybody in all situations. So what you're describing to me sounds just great. There's all kinds of things to do. When you meditate with visualizations, did you go in and out of awareness, or were you just following me the whole time? What was your experience?
Well, I drift in and out of different thoughts for a while. And then if it's really going to go deep, that's where I lose 30, 45 minutes, which seems like seconds.
Yes. Yes. Well, I think that sounds just fine. What you're doing is great. And these are very wonderful things for your physical wellness and health. And it's to do different trials of different practices of meditation. There are so many processes you can do as you've been meditating like you have for 30 years that yes, you can certainly try different things and see which things enhance your meditative experience. And there are many things to do. And so, we have the whole idea of prayer, which bases with meditation. So when you do a prayer, there are different kinds of things you do when you pray. And for many people, prayer becomes a meditation where you're saying things out loud or you're thinking them inside, and there are specific thoughts, and you go in and out of your awareness. And so there's all different kinds of things to do with meditation. So once you've been meditating a long time, your body knows how to get into a quiet state. And when you're in that quiet state, the very fine things that happen as you're almost in that completely quiet state, you can then, it's a whole world of activity that can occur in that very, very fine level of activity. So you're doing really well, Jeff. You're doing very well. All right. Other questions from people as to how things went for you? I like questions, so don't hesitate to ask me questions.
This is Cheryl.
Okay, Cheryl.
I'm not really sure what I did. I mean, I was up after I left the planet. I'm
Yeah.
not sure where I went.
Aha. That's
Until at the end, I was back with you.
right.
But I don't know if I fell asleep or
Right. So that's a
what?
it's a very good thing. So
Is it?
yes, it's a very good thing. So you follow my instructions exactly. So what happens when you meditate? You lose awareness of your body. You lose awareness of your senses. You lose awareness of your thoughts and your worries and all that mental stuff. And you can even lose awareness of your personality, of your ego, your individuality, and you're just somewhere else. And you're not sure where you are because you're so used to that. What you experience yourself to be is that, oh, I am this person, I'm this old, I look this way and this and this. But you go beyond all that and you're connecting up with whatever is your true self, your higher self. We all know that when we leave this physical body, our experience of ourself will be very different. We're not going to have all this physical stuff, and all psychological stuff will be so different. So whatever we are in our essence is something way beyond the physical. So when we meditate, we're experiencing our higher self. We're not sure what that is. So it turns out in the being that I don't know where I went. I was gone. After a while, being gone becomes that you understand that this is just my inner awareness. I feel like I'm awake inside and I'm just peaceful. And in the beginning, you're not sure where you are, but after you do it a while, it becomes ordinary. Oh yeah, I just bounded state of my inner self. And yeah, that was really rejuvenating. Now I'm back. So what you did was great. It's wonderful. And you meditated just the right way. And now you just feel kind of refreshed.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
feel like I did. I'm like
I have a question that
Sure.
might be a little bit off subject,
Go ahead.
but I used to, and it just recently stopped. I think it was a number of years where I'd go to sleep, and then all of a sudden I felt like something was pulling me down, and I'd wake up really fast, and it was like something was pulling me.
Right. Well, most likely what you're experiencing is the same thing you did in meditation, that you're falling into this unbounded state, but you're still awake inside, but your body cannot move. And it feels odd. But you don't want to be scared. It's normal. It's not something that's abnormal. It's normal.
Okay.
And you let yourself fall into this unbounded state while you're sleeping. That's normal. So,
But it was scary. It was actually kind of scary until I learned how to deeply breathe, and I don't have that anymore.
right. It's it's scary because you weren't letting it happen. It happens to everybody every night when they go to sleep. It's a normal experience.
Uh-huh.
People who can't let go, then they don't sleep and they have to take sleeping pills and whatever else. But it's a normal thing to just let that unboundedness occur. So letting go of all the little worries and all the stuff in your life is difficult. You feel like you're being pulled into something. You are. You're being pulled into this unbounded state. The state of deep sleep is a state where you're unbounded. You're not limited by everything else. People who have out-of-body experiences continually report that it was so beautiful, it was so magnificent that being out of the body, they didn't want to come back. There's nobody who has an out-of-body experience who says, oh, I couldn't wait to come back. No, they said, it was so wonderful being there because you're not limited by anything. You feel this infinite unboundedness. It's just filled with everything lovely, and you come back because you have work to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
That's
retired
all.
now, so I don't have to. That's why I like.
Well, you still have work to do, retired or not. You have a lot of reason to be here and uplift people in your family and spread wisdom,
Right.
all the things that you came here on this earth to do. Yes. So you're doing well, Cheryl. This is very good. Very good.
Thank you. Well, that was a very nice experience. Thank you so much for your time.
Excellent. Excellent. Other questions? All right. So let me see who else has questions. No one else has questions. So you can put questions in the chat, or you can just raise your hand. And oh, here's someone with a question. Allison, you have a question. I'm putting you into talking now. Allison, can you talk to us now? All right, Allison.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I hear you. Go ahead, Allison.
Okay. So you mentioned when you come out of it, you're refreshed. I am so relaxed. I can't stop yawning. And interestingly, when we started, I just happened to look at my watch and see my pulse rate. And now it's down 15 points from when we started.
It's very good. It's very good. So a couple of things. You can have that same thing happen when you meditate. You can start yawning, or it can happen afterwards. So what happens is that your body gets so relaxed, so peaceful. Like you say, your heart rate goes down, your breathing rate goes down. and your body is not used to functioning at that level. So it just keeps you on. You say, hey, maybe I need a little more oxygen in here. Maybe I should be breathing more. But your body gets used to it after a while and realizes that you can get all the oxygen you need even when you're quiet. You don't have to be doing more breathing. And that's a temporary thing, that yawning. It's not uncommon, and
Okay.
it's perfectly normal, and it's not an issue.
Thank you.
Your body just has to get used to meditating. So let me mention to you all that you can get a tape of what I am of 3 different meditations that I do. One of them is like this one that we did, the breathing. I do 2 other ones that are chants that start out with visualization, and you can get them by giving me your email, and I can send you a link to that meditation. So Carolyn, how do I do that? You have the link here?
Yeah, actually, Dr. Michael, I just put it into the chat right now so people can see it in the chat. It's if they go to www.drmichaelmeditationsecrets.com, the link is in the chat box, and they can get access to those tapes.
Oh, good. So what's nice about those tapes is that you can download them to your cell phone, and then you can just access it anytime you want on your cell phone. So wherever you are, you can just meditate, put in your earplugs, and you can meditate and relax wherever you are, and you will enjoy that a lot. It's very important to create in your own life some kind of a schedule of meditation. So it doesn't have to be an exact schedule, but just like you go to sleep at the same time every day, you want to have a certain time of day where you meditate. You could do it once a day, you can do it twice a day, you can do it just for 10, 15 minutes, or you can do it for longer, but you want to have a schedule because your body loves a schedule, and it creates that balance in your physiology, and that creates health, that boosts your immune system, that helps you to stay healthy. So I encourage you to do those tapes on some regular basis and listen to them and create a schedule. It takes about 2 weeks for your body to like the new schedule. In the beginning, it's a big effort. You say, oh, gee, I've got to do this now. But after a while, you begin to feel bad that you don't have that opportunity to meditate. Your body wants it. Like if you don't go to sleep at the right time, your body doesn't like it. So create a schedule that works for you. And I encourage you to listen to those tapes. And I will be doing some more classes where you have opportunity to ask questions and we can talk more. I'm going to be doing these things on every Sunday, 12:30, and every Thursday night at 7:30. So you can plan on joining if you like. At those times, I sent you that email, and you can invite to join also. I'm happy to have people join, and we'll do this. We'll see how long we'll do it for. No one knows what's going on right now. Like everyone else, I'm working a lot less than usual, so I have plenty of time. So let me see if there's more questions before we go. Anyone else have to raise your hand or put something in the chat? You have any questions? All right. Well, all right. Yes.
Dr. Michael, this is Tracy, and I just wanted to chime in for a second and say thank you very much for doing this. I had an incredible experience, and because I don't live near you, I would never have been able to attend your meditation class.
Oh,
so this was really lovely. So I'm so grateful you're doing this online and love it. Thank you very much.
well, it's a real pleasure. I'm glad that we could do this. Excellent, excellent. All right.
Thank you.
Everybody, well, you all have a good week and find time to meditate, and I look forward to interacting with you all more. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Bye now.
That's nice.
That's interesting. So,
We have a couple of cat counts and stuff.
Can you still hear me, Michael?